Well, bad performance this afternoon. We obviously didn't do a very good job of going out and playing well enough for us to win, and that begins again with us and what we did from a coaching standpoint, a game planning standpoint. We got to do better, and it was just kind of a disaster in so many different ways. We talked and preached all week about basically the team that made the fewest mistakes was going to be the team that won. We knew it was going to be that kind of football game. We knew Kansas State was going to try to shorten the game, try to make it as few possessions as possible, and we just self-destructed over and over and over again, and just could not get out of our own way. And so it was just an embarrassing performance. I'm really disappointed. Hate it for our fans and everyone. I mean, it was not. We just didn't play the standard that we need to play to.
It's kind of an uncharacteristic night for the receivers with drops.
Yeah, we had 4 drops. Yeah, that's a lot of drops. I mean, it was just one of those games. We did not play well on offense. We just got in our own way, self-destructed. Took us too long to get our best players involved. Once we did, they made plays, but we've got to do a better job of getting those guys involved earlier in the football game than we did tonight. We ran the ball better. Our statistics don't look great rushing, but we ran the ball very efficiently. We just had to abandon the run. We got so far down. We just kept giving them, scoring touchdowns basically with our offense. And so, it was a bad performance. I thought we really played hard on defense. Proud of our players for the way that we battled on defense. Wasn't perfect, but they played. We played really, really hard. Back was against the wall a lot of times during the night, and the guys just kept playing and kept hanging in there. And we wanted to get it into a game to where it was a tight football game going into the fourth quarter, and we felt like if we did that, we could make plays down the stretch and pull away just like we did the week before. That's what happens in the Big 12 every week, and we weren't able to do it. We just made too many critical mistakes that we couldn't respond from. But it was uncharacteristic things, drops, just things that hurt us.
Saw a little bit of that against Arizona State. Is there any concern at all about how the team is handling some of these tougher environments in the Big 12?
Maybe so. I mean, I wouldn't think so. Coming in, I don't think that's really who we are. But certainly, it's happened twice. Where we just kind of made some critical mistakes in critical situations, and so that's something obviously we got to get addressed.
You touched on it, but you went away from the run game early. Looking back, do you think that maybe there was more? Well,
I mean, we kind of had to. We kind of had to just to try to get back in the game because it got away from us pretty quickly. But we, we'll look at the tape and see. But I felt like, I don't know, maybe, we'll have to go back and look.
Coach, you're talking about getting the playmakers the ball late in the game. Were they doing something to Eric in the first half to where he only got 1 target?
No, we just got to do a better job getting him involved. There wasn't really anything different first half and second half. We just threw him the ball in the second half. We didn't in the first.
Notice you guys playing Julian Sims a lot today. Is there something happening with Austin and Collins, or just giving him opportunity?
I think we just tried to give him an opportunity. I think we felt like he's coming on and deserves to play a little bit, so we wanted to get him out there and let him play some.
Made some changes with the offensive line. How's their performance?
Yeah, you know what? I thought again, hard to say in a loss, but I thought we protected well. I thought we ran the ball better. We got more movement up front than we've been getting. I was, again, we'll have to go take a deep dive into that and look at the tape. But I thought, for the most part, the guys played pretty well. We had 2 penalties up front. We're having too many penalties with our offensive line. We had 2 holding penalties today that hurt us. Both of them were big plays, and we got to get that cleaned up. But overall, I thought they played better, believe it or not.
We heard Josh kind of give a bit of a speech. I guess how much does it mean that he's willing to step up and kind of take ownership at night?
Yeah, I mean that's who he is. I mean that's just kind of what kind of player he is, what kind of person he is. And again, I think it all starts with all of us taking responsibility for it. I mean, I'm the head football coach, and when you play like this on offense, I mean, it's rests in my lap. It's just the way it is. And when you're the quarterback, there's a level of responsibility with that as well. And I think it's pretty obvious he didn't play like he's accustomed to playing. And so, That's what great leaders do. They take responsibility for it and put it on themselves and learn from it and do better.
Ed Small got a lot of catches tonight. Was there something going on with Manjack?
Yeah. Manjack got a little injured. I'm not sure exactly how serious it is. Nick had an ankle injury. I don't think it's anything too bad, but Ed, I thought, did a good job. For the most part, played pretty well.
Coach, about the kicking situation. How difficult has that made that for you guys?
It's been hard. We've had to go for it a lot on fourth down. It probably helped us in some games early. It probably hurt us in some games late. We were executing really well on fourth down for a while, and it's a real situation.
You guys have kind of battled and clawed, and about a year ago at this point is when you turn things around. As
Yeah.
you look to the second half of the season, what do you? I mean, you talk about doing a better job, whatever it is, but what can kind of
the big thing is turn the football over. I mean, that was the situation last year. We had several games like this where we just turned it over a bunch. We quit turning it over. I think we won 6 out of the last 7. It's really simple for us. We don't turn the ball over. We win football games, and we start every single meeting. Every time we talk to our players, we put the graphic up, we show it, we talk to it. It's in our staff meeting. Everyone in our program knows it. Something we emphasize with everything that we do, and we're pretty good when we don't turn it over. And we turned it over 3 times today to them for touchdowns.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Josh, we overheard a little bit of the speech. I know you can't repeat everything to us, but I guess what was just your message to the team after today's game?
Just got to play better. Our team's only going to be as good as I play. And if I'm not going to be consistently a really good player for us, then we're going to have a tough time winning games. And that's part of playing quarterback. And I have to show up every week and play really, really good. I mean, that's my job. And so today, I felt like I did that at times, but I just didn't do it consistently enough for us to win. Had some, unfortunate deal happen early. They score. Made a tough catch for Ed. Got to give him a better ball. Then had the interception for a touchdown. Just in a long situation, and then the last one, just stepped up in the pocket and threw it a little too high. Got tipped right to the guy, and so it's just about those 3 plays. Really, those first 2 plays. That's what seems to have lost us the game. And it gave them the momentum. They scored. I don't think they scored very much on offense today, and we just gave them touchdowns. So you can't do that and win games. I understand fully that our team's only going to be as successful as I am and as good as I play, and I've got to give us an opportunity to win. And I didn't do that today, and it's frustrating. But I know the kind of person I am. This is where you figure out what kind of guy you are, and so I'm going to show up on Monday and show up on Sunday and go back to work. I mean, that's who I am. I'm not a quitter, and I'm made for these moments.
I know the interceptions, one of them was picked off, the other one was tipped, but were they showing anything defensively, coverage-wise, that confused you at all today?
No, not really. The main thing is just us being on the same page. We're just not doing. We're just not on the same page. So we've got to make some changes. I've got to make some changes. I've got to play better. I've got to hold our guys to a higher level of accountability. And I'm failing our team right now. And as a leader, as a quarterback, and going to get it fixed.
Made some changes in the offensive line, and then today, how did you think that they performed?
Felt like they did a great job. I mean, we ran the ball a lot better today, early in the game. Obviously, late in the second half, we weren't able to run it like we did just because we were behind. So I was proud of the way those guys played. They played their butt off. They fought for me. They played as hard as they can. They gave me opportunities, and I didn't take advantage of them. So it's frustrating, but I know that I truly believe good things are going to come out of this. I feel like this is going to make our team right who we're supposed to be. This is going to make me the person I'm supposed to be. It's shaping us for what's coming, and we still have a lot of hope. I mean, we have a really good team. and we know we can play better. And I know I can play better, and I know I can get the most out of other guys around me, and that's what I'm going to do.
What was it like to see Ed kind of step up the way he did today, 100-yard game for him?
Man, I've thought he's a great player since the first day he stepped on campus. You know, he's a really, really talented guy. Understands football, understands when he's open, when he's not, how to get open, catches the ball really well. He had some crucial third downs early. So just really proud of Ed. Really proud of the way he played, stepped up. Man, Jack obviously couldn't go, and Ed stepped up and played super well. So just an example of a guy, you know, taking advantage of an opportunity. So I'm proud of him.
You and Coach Dykes both kind of mentioned the need to abandon the run. How much does the new clock rules? I mean, there's so few possessions now, it feels like. Does that impact how quickly you feel like you have to do that?
Yeah, you know, that's a good question. I mean, I feel like sometimes you just don't get the possessions you used to, you know, and which is why it's so critical to be good early in the game. You know, and today we weren't very good early in the game, and it just puts you in a hole and makes you feel like you have to it's hard to climb out of sometimes, you know. And we were able to do it last week, but this week we weren't, you know, just made too many mistakes down the stretch, mostly by me. So it's tough, it's frustrating, but, you know, Kansas State, you got to give credit to them. They held the ball and ran the ball, and our defense played tough and did a good job getting off the field, but I just didn't play well enough offensively. So, like I said, it's frustrating, but I know who I am. I know who I'm going to be tomorrow, and I know I'm going to do a better job for our team. That's what I told them. I said, hey, I'm going to do a better job. I'm going to figure out what I got to do to be better. I'm going to give you guys a chance to win. I care about it too much, care about these guys too much, care about these coaches. I mean, this is a big deal. I mean, it's people's lives. This is their career. People's families, you know, thrive and live off of what we do and the decisions that I make on the field, and I take it seriously. And I've got to go make some changes, and just not so much changes, but just make some adjustments, you know. And it's not very big. It's just a couple little things, and it's keeping us from being a really good football team. And I'm going to get it fixed.
But it seemed like Kansas State was trying everything they could to just hold on to that ball today, keep the offense off the field. How frustrating was that for you as a defender to try to stop that?
I feel like they did a great job at it, honestly. You know, they held the ball a lot. You know, they ran it well. They did different formations well, you know, so I feel like they executed pretty good. And I feel like, you know, keeping the ball out of offense hands was pretty good because, you know, our offense is very deadly, lethal, actually.
We saw a lot of Julius Sims on the field. I saw you hyping him up a couple times. He's a young guy, I guess. How do you think he played today? And what was your
He played amazing. I feel like I ain't going to say I recorded, but, you know, I saw him like 6 tackles, you feel me? So I'm like, man, that's good for a young guy. You get in there, and like he came up to me with the energy. And I feel like that's what boosted me even more. Like I was already boosted, but he boosted me even more, knowing the young guy was ready to whoop K-State, you feel me?
You guys about a year ago kind of hit a similar turning point on your season and went on to win 5 of your next 6. How do you kind of get the flip switch this year?
You know, we're just going to go back, go work. I feel like, you know, probably team meeting or something, you know, we're going to talk about it, make sure everybody heads straight, make sure we don't point no fingers, everybody stay together, honestly.
What's your role as one of the leaders, one of the vets on this team in those moments? How do you keep this locker room together and not let the one loss turn into 2?
You know, just if I hear negativity, if I see negativity, if I see anything wrong, if I hear anything wrong, if it's not great, positivity, don't say it. Keep it to yourself. Talk to your family about it.
But Josh was just in here. He basically took the blame for the loss. And we overheard him in the locker room talking to you guys. But you don't have to tell us what he said, but what's it mean to you to have your quarterback talk to you guys like that, just show the leadership that
I go to war for him, honestly. Whether I'm on offense, defense, special teams, I go to war for him, honestly.
You guys have a big one next week with Baylor coming to town. It's homecoming, all the hoopla. How do you get the energy right and have the week of practice you need in order to get that win?
Tomorrow we're going to wake up in the morning. We're going to get back to it. All we can do is get back to it, fix what we can fix, and then after that we gotta focus on Baylor.
With this league having so much parity, it seems like there's still some things in front of you guys that you guys can achieve. What's kind of the message that you guys talk about?
Just last year you had a team with 2 losses in the Big 12, so it's not over. It's never over.